tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington football team and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13.
This will make it into the end zone, and he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there.
56, the mark, boys. 56. Check 56.
They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Ball carrier.
All right, Brad, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
31-yard line.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Get in the right room. Get in the right room. 56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. They tight.
From the gun, it's Haskins.
He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Out of the shotgun, Haskins. And right away, he lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And he gets it back into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery leading to a Washington touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
It's good, and Washington will take a 7-0 lead.
Makes this Washington 7. Steelers nothing. Matt Prater set to kick off.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
56, the mark, boys. 56.
Play action. Haskins.
And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
15 yards on the play, first down.
just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. If I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
A gain of 9.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Line 36. Line 36. 3 buds. 3 buds.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
He's got a first down and more inside the 30. There he goes, left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jeff Thomas with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Mason Crosby set to kick off.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Watson now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
On 1st and 10, Watson. He's going to loft one, deep left, and that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Andy Isabella, his 6th touchdown of the season. And Washington has taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But, you know, in order to keep the football moving down downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Gore. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
He's tackled.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now it's Haskins. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
From just shy of midfield, Haskins escaping the pressure right. He'll try and run it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
The keeper, Montez Sweat, brought him down. Brings up 3rd down.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. And he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score.
With this Washington 14, Steelers 7.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Haskins, eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs.
Is a turnover on downs.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And, you know, there's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the rookie, Xavier McKinney.
And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Come on, let's go.
That pick is 9th on the season.
Remember when we were kids and you were playing Little League Baseball and they penciled you in the 9 spot in the order? That wasn't so good, was it?
Were you in the 9 hole?
Or you played the 9 position, right field? That wasn't so great.
That wasn't. You're picking dandelions out
exactly.
there. But the 9 picks,
9 picks, you want that in a big way. That's a great season.
Heck of a season. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They go play action with Haskins. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Here's Haskins out of the gun. He's airing it out for Williams. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt this thing. This is taken at the 18. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 24-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception. He's got a man, complete. And they finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
16 more on that one and another 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
Brings up 3rd down.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they followed him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Operating from the gun, Haskins. This one complete to the tight end, O'Shaughnessy. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now Haskins on 1st down. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime.
There you go, baby.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Watch the run. Mike 56. I got you.
From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. It's complete to Grant. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
The 15-yard line.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Watson. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Now a 1st down throw, Watson.
Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Intended for Deebo Samuel. Incomplete. It leads to 2nd and 10.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline.
And now Watson throws another interception. T.J. Green with a pick.
And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action.
So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top.
As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. And this carries into the end zone.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Second and 8 coming up.
Again, it's Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
No gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 27. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown.
Extra point.
Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
Fielded in the end zone.
Washington Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line.
This is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
At the 4-yard line.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
Here's Watson. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Rashawn Gary in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Number 26,
Saquon Barkley. His 11th touchdown of the year. And Washington has taken the lead.
The kick is
and he'll bang that one through.
Makes this Washington 21. Steelers 14.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes being a linebacker in the middle of the field is kind of like being a doctor on the field. You got to make the right diagnosis. Here he correctly sends his run and shoots through to make the play in the backfield.
Haskins hit, and he lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
him. No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Open man is Samuel, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
Second and 6. At the Steelers' 9.
To throw is Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Watson. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Raider on for the field goal. A 20-yard attempt.
And the 13-year man puts it through. And the lead works its way up to 10, 24-14. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it now because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, I just kept using it.
Flush to his right. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Junior.
Give him 32 on the play. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Here's Haskins, a quick throw out wide. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let him know. Here we go. 37's the Mike 37.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Bringing him to the ground defensively, Tedrick Thompson.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Looking to throw, Haskins. They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jeff Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game.
This Washington 24, Steelers 21. Crosby set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Now this will make it into the end zone.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And he powers through the first wave, but he's going to be swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
At the 20.
On 2nd and 11 now. Watson, that's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Gain of 16 yards.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
56 for Mike, boy. 56. Check 56. Oh, you got it.
On 2nd down now. Barkley, he's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Now after the play, oh man, it's Barkley who appears to be shaken up. He's down. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
And here's the 7th leading rusher in the NFL last year. It's Leonard Fournette.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 49-yard line.
Second and 12.
Out of the gun, Watson. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Washington.
Touchdown.
Andy Isabella with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down.
Steeler. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard.
Out of the shotgun, Haskins. He's going to wind up and air it out. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
But it's going to be 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Haskins. He'll find his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Throwing again, here's Haskins. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to just...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Jonathan Jones.
And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line.
You call it, we all it, baby.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win.
Fournette a first down carry, but he'll get only a couple before defenders are there to meet him.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker.
And he will bring this all the way back out to midfield.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go.
Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Tedrick Thompson picks it, and he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. And Watson's going to throw it here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
After what they faced during this game where they've given up a ton of yards downfield, there has to be a measure of revenge right there for the secondary. They've been shredded throughout the game and finally forced an incompletion.
Now it's Watson.
A pass underneath for Fournette.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
Pull it together. 57, come on. 57. Go, go, go. Watch 57. 57's right. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Able to find Isabella. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
So a victory here for the Washington football team.
And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever